Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, I am Rahmatuz Zulfia, a pediatric nursing specialist student of Faculty of Nursing Universitas Indonesia. Today I am going to talk to you about my research. The title of my presentation is Experiences of Indonesian Working Mothers in Caring for Children with Special Needs. Mothers, as the main caregivers for children with special needs, experience challenges in carrying out their caring roles, especially for working mothers who have other responsibilities outside the home. The purpose of this study was to explore the experiences of working mothers in caring for children with special needs. This study used a qualitative descriptive method by collecting data through semi-structured in-depth interviews. Data were obtained from 11 Indonesian working mothers who care for children with special needs. Data were then analyzed using the framework method. Three main themes were identified: feel not optimal in carrying out the role, lose self-management to balance the roles, and motivation to work. This study shows that working mothers still carry out their parenting roles for children with special needs, even though they feel they are not optimal in carrying out their roles. Self-management describes the efforts made by mothers in managing themselves so that they can carry out their roles as mothers and working women. The theme of mothers' motivation to work is the reason that encourages mothers to work. The role of nurses is needed to prepare and assist mothers to work in carrying out the role of caring for children with special needs to achieve optimal growth and development of children. Now I'm going to tell you something about the introduction. The definition of children with special needs is children who experience limitation or extraordinary conditions in physical, mental, intellectual, social, and emotional aspects that significantly affect the process of child's growth and development. The World Report on Disability estimates that 15% of the world's population has some form of disability, and it is estimated that 93 million children aged 0 until 14 years live with moderate or severe disabilities. The last few decades have seen a steady increase in the number of children identified as having special needs. The percentage of disabilities among children aged 5 until 17 years reached 3.3% of the total number of 200,000 children. And North Kalimantan contributes the second largest incidence of children with special needs in Indonesia. The incidence rate has reached 5.4%. Now I'd like to talk about the needs of children with special needs. The needs of children with special needs focuses on children and families, using these strengths to overcome limitation and involving family assistance to develop children's potential. Children with special needs need a companion who has the knowledge and skills in caring for children to optimize their potential for growth and development. Parental acceptance and positive assessment of children in the adaptation process are important for the psychological condition of the child. In effective communication result, the parents lose the opportunity to be involved in making decisions about child care needs. Here are some of the reasons for why this study was conducted on mothers. The understanding spread in society is that women take the main responsibility in every family work. Mother works in order to earn income or profit for at least an hour in a week. The labor force participation rate of Indonesian women has reached 55.44%. From this we can understand that the number of working women is quite high. Mothers of children with special needs tend to experience mental health disorders than mothers who have normal children. Mothers of children with special needs are more vulnerable to experience various types of emotions and challenges. Mothers of children with special needs have problems to balance the demands of childcare and their work. So the formulation of The problem is how are the experiences of Indonesian working mothers in caring for children with special needs. The research has used Ramona T. Mercer's theory model. Mercer's theory has explained about an adjustment of maternal roles. She said that the process of mother contact with her child requires competence to care for the child and expresses feelings of satisfaction and happiness during the role of a mother. Becoming a mother is influenced by three aspects: their community, family and friends, also society at large. So, it started from children with special needs. Children with special needs mother as main supporter in fulfilling their daily needs and developmental stages. So, mothers carry out their roles as Mercer's theory, namely maternal roles achievement. And then the problem happened to working mothers that perform multiple roles, and some problems faced by working mothers were economic problem. Level of stress become higher. Mothers are not able to find the appropriate needs of their children. Mothers are not able to find source of proper support. Based on Mercer's theory, which I stated earlier, the aspects that influence the achievement of the maternal role include family and friends, and then community, and the last is large society. Now I would like to talk about research method. This study used a qualitative descriptive method by collecting data through semi-structured in-depth interview. Here the criteria inclusion for this study. The participants involved in the study were mothers who had multiple roles other than a housewife, then who have children diagnosed with special needs, can communicate clearly, can speak Indonesian, can express their experience of caring for children with special needs, and mothers who live in Tarakan. The data collection tool in qualitative research The data collection tool in qualitative research is the researcher himself, and data collection tools that use to help researchers are voice recorder, field note, and interview guideline. Data were then analyzed using the framework method that consists of transcription, familiarize with interview, and then coding, then framework development, application of the framework, and then mapping, and the last data interpretation. The validity of the data were obtained by credibility, transferability, dependability, and confirmability. Now, I would like to tell about the result of this study. Let us look at the characteristic of participants. Here I use pseudonym to protect the participant's identity. This table shows that the occupation of participants are diverse, also the educational backgrounds. Now in the result in discussion, the three main themes were identified. They are feeling dissatisfied in carrying out their roles, doing self-management to balance their roles, and work motivation. I am going to talk about the first theme. The first theme is feeling not maximal in carrying out the role. It consists of four subthemes. This theme is mother's expression regarding how to handle her roles as mothers and working women. And then the theme 2 is performing self-management to balance roles. This theme is an expression of the mothers about the effort made in managing themselves so that they are able to carry out their roles as mother and working woman. And then the last theme is the mother's reason for encouraging mothers to work. The- In in the in the first time, feeling dissatisfied in carrying out the role, participants continue to carry out the role of caring for children with special needs at home. Participants continue to do the role of parenting as a form of responsibility, and mother has found the meaning and purpose of childcare. The result of Alcandaris research states that the majority of mothers with special needs children experience a decreased ability to perform social tasks and take care of themselves. The identity of the mother's role is determined by feelings of confidence and competence in carrying out the role, satisfaction in her role, and the bonds that are birthed with the child. Mercer's theory said the informal stages of becoming a mother begin when women start to develop maternal roles to adapt themselves based on past experiences and future goals. The evaluation of the application of the Mercer theory is carried out based on the achievement of results on the role of the mother and condition of the child. The second theme, perform self-management to balance role. Personal resources aspect of self, such as mother's coping styles and strategies. Coping strategies include cognitive, emotional, and behavioral that allow a person to adapt to stressors. Most parents who provide care for children with autism syndrome disorder have specific strategies to deal with stress. Communication that built in the family can be a source of positive resilience and the key to adaptation. The result of Chong and Kwa's research see an optimistic attitude in mothers with autistic children, and Mercer explains that affirmation as a mother is necessary to achieve the role of motherhood. The last theme, motivation to work. One of the factors that affect the number of workers is their educational background. The economic dimension explains that human needs to work are related to the needs of daily life. The social dimension of work is closely related to society's recognition of one's abilities. Mothers need other roles that are more than just being a mother. Morris concluded that working mothers benefit from working outside the home, which may be obtained through a break from their responsibilities at home, which actually can reduce stress. The mother's decision to return to work outside needs to be studied from the beginning to apply the theory of being a mother to determine whether community support or social environmental supports the progress of mother's role. The work environment is one of the supporting factors for the achievement of motherhood in the community sphere in Mercer's theory. So, the conclusion. The study shows that working mothers still carry out their parenting roles for children with special needs even though they feel they are not optimal in carrying out their roles. Self-management describes the efforts made by mothers in managing themselves so that they are able to carry out their roles as mother and working women. The theme of mothers' motivation to work is the reason that encourages mothers to work. The role of nurses is needed to prepare and assist mothers to work and carrying out the role of caring for children with special needs in order to achieve optimal growth and development of children. And suggestions for working mothers are they can find the right information about the condition and development of children. Mother can recognize and explore potentials which can support the survival of mothers and children from within themselves, their families, and the community. And mothers can carry out self-management well and find positive coping mechanisms so that the welfare of mothers, children, and families can be achieved. This is expected to achieve a high quality of life for children with special needs. And then suggestions for nursing. Nurses as educators can help mothers comprehensively fulfilling their needs for knowledge about their child's condition so that mothers can reach the phase of receiving and planning the best treatment program for their children. Nurses as advocates can be good listeners to complaints or challenges filed by mothers, as well as help working mothers to obtain adequate service facilities for children with special needs. Nurses can maximize its role to assist mothers in achieving a high quality of life for children with special needs and a degree of welfare for mothers and families by developing appropriate intervention programs and suggestions for health education institutions. This research is expected to be a reference for developing intervention programs or nursing care designs that support the achievement of welfare for children with special needs. Furthermore, research needs to be carried out by paying attention to variations in the samples or participants because the severity of children with special needs at each diagnosis is different. The educational background and type of occupation of the mother also need to be studied further regarding its impact on maternal acceptance and self-management mechanisms. That's all I have to say about. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.